Hello there, fellow Warlow Warriors, and welcome back to the ZeroEmpires Invitational Round 1. This is the second game here between gwfe and thylomeR, and as we know, the score is currently 1-0 to gwfe in what was a pretty good game for him in the last one. We are here with game number 2 now, which is played on Budapest, and it is actually played on a small map. You'll probably hear me say this quite a few times for the first round of the tournament, because Budapest is a little bit of an anomaly due to the fact it is a 2TC start, so should give us a very, very interesting game, that is for sure. And while the game gets started, I'm going to have things sped up on a little bit faster speed. But anyway, down to the south of the map in the yellow, we've got gwfe playing as the Goths, and up to the north of the map in the blue, we've got thylomeR playing as the Goths as well. Now, of course, as I say, it's a 2TC start, and it is a Goth war, which should be very interesting. Hopefully we get to see lots of lovely infantry play, and this game is pretty much guaranteed to go to the Castle Age due to that double TC start. Now, you may be thinking, hang on a minute, what are these things? Well, they're cows, guys. No, well, they are cows. But, yeah, cows instead of sheep. Interesting stuff. They actually have 150 food, which is more than a sheep has. A sheep has 100 food, a cow has 150 food. Makes sense, considering cows are larger. However, I do believe you start with 6 cows, sorry, no, not 6, 8 cows, the same as you would start with 8 sheep. Which means you get quite a large amount of extra food at the start of the game. Whether or not that's going to influence things, I don't know, but that's a change, or, well, not a change, an addition from the Forgotten Empires. So maybe this will give us a little bit of a different start. Either way, as I said, this is a double TC map, and it does mean that we will probably see a fast castle, mostly because players will make more villagers from both TCs during the Dark Age, and then they'll upgrade to the Feudal Age on much more population, and of course take advantage. Oh, thylomeR, you lamer! Wow, we nearly missed that, but yeah, thylomeR came in there on the right side with that scout, tried to steal the cows there, and while gwfe ended up shooting his own cow in the back with the arrows from the TC. So thylomeR just getting away with a tiny slither of health. Where is he gone? Yeah, 6 health there. Which is rather fortunate. That TC nearly had his guts for garters. But yeah, double TC start, double scout cavalries, double everything, double resources. And that is why Budapest is quite a fun map. Similar to Double Arabia, of course, only it does have the lakes around the edge, which does mean fishing as well. So there's an absolute abundance of resources, and that, of course, will lead to a much longer game. Now, I think I might be... Sorry guys, I had to just tab out there because I stream with OBS, right? I stream to Twitch with OBS, and I also record with OBS, and I have different settings for each one. So when I record locally, I boot up OBS and I click the record button. Now, sometimes I click the stream button by mistake, and I could accidentally be streaming this game when I'm meant to be recording it to my hard drive. Fortunately, no, I'm not streaming it, which is good. So anyway, yeah, as I was saying, more abundance of resources usually means a longer game as well, and definitely maybe some Imperial Age warfare. Also, as I say as well, the double scouts here does normally lead to a bit of very quick harassment in the Feudal Age. thylomeR, what is he doing? Throwing that scout away there to gwfe's villagers, as he just sort of idles next to that lumber camp, and they'll go over and throw a punch until he falls off his horse. thylomeR, I think, yes, he's got loom. He didn't forget it this time, and it's a good job as well, because that's a pretty far border there, right from almost the centre of the map. Yeah, fortunately he did not forget loom this time, but it does seem to me like thylomeR is keeping up for now in terms of score anyway. Not sure what this boar lure is, well, would you call that a lure? I'm not sure what this boar is about over here. I think maybe he meant to build a mill on these deer and take the boar as well, but at the moment he's missing the mill, which just means a hell of a long trip for these villagers. Rather interesting indeed. Doc going up for thylomeR as well. Doc is already up for gwfe, as well as some fishing ships, or they're on the way out. And gwfe's clicked up to the feudal age as well. And I wanted to kind of skip through the dark age quite quickly, because on a double TC map, it's very... I don't think I've ever seen a drush on a double TC map, and it's, you know, it's the dark age, only it's double. I mean, I guess I could do a video that really looks in detail at how to do a 2TC start, because granted it is a bit different to just doing the one. But for this video, I'm here for the action, and the action comes in the feudal age and the castle age. Although saying that, there's probably not going to be that much action in the feudal age here, as both of them will likely do a fast castle, like thylomeR on 42 population, gwfe on 45, and they're not even feudal yet. So of course, a fast castle is on the cards. The gold miners on the right for gwfe, already bringing in that gold. Of course, he's still got cows left, he's got boar left, he's got an abundance of everything. thylomeR, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that boar. I don't know if he just couldn't be bothered to lure it or something. I guess it doesn't really matter. He had enough villagers on that boar that he didn't have to make too many trips back and forth. I think maybe a couple of villagers went back, but the rest just did it in one trip. Not ideal. I mean, you want to reduce villager walking time as much as possible, but at the end of the day, he got the boar, and he got the resources for it, so that's the important thing, I guess, the bottom line. Blacksmith going up for gwfe, of course. We've got a stable coming up as well. We're going to see some knights by the looks of things, and well, I think that's fair enough. Knights are pretty good for the Goths. You know, they're not the best by any means in terms of, you know, where they lead. They don't have paladin or anything like that, but definitely a viable option in the castle age for the Goths to make knights. After that, of course, it's up in the air. They could go with infantry, which is the most likely scenario. They could even switch into gunpowder if they desire. But of course, in order to go infantry effectively with the Goths, usually you would see a castle coming down first, so that they can benefit from anarchy and perfusion a little later on. Which is interesting, actually, because this is the Forgotten, and I do believe that the Goths' infantry speed may have been nerfed in the Forgotten. You know what, we should quickly check the tech tree, because I'm not 100% sure. Perfusion barracks work 100% faster, of course, and interestingly enough as well, with the Goths, they already have 2 unique researches from AOC, so they don't get an extra one in the Forgotten, like all of the other civs who do get an extra unique bonus. So yeah, Castle Age on the way for gwfe. He's, well, quite far ahead at this stage, 32%, and then of course the nice thing about having 2 TCs is you can research wheelbarrow whilst you upgrade. That's quite an early wheelbarrow actually, 13 minutes, but bear in mind he's got 54 villagers at this stage. It's probably worth it, and he's getting that before he builds farms as well. Wheelbarrow mostly affecting farms. The reason for that, of course, is because villagers who are taking gold generally have a very short walk distance. Villagers on lumber, generally a short walk distance, but when you start building farms, the villager walking distance vastly increases, and the less walking time means the more resources, and that is ultimately what wheelbarrow really helps with. So if you're going for knights, wheelbarrow a great decision to get pretty early on. Of course, it's a good decision to get in any game, and you should aim to get it around the 15-minute mark, regardless. 15-16 minute mark. So thylomeR is still feudal, and he's population capped as well. I think gwfe at the moment is on another level, to be honest with you. thylomeR really struggled in that last game, and it looks like he's going to be struggling a little bit here. He always goes a little bit gold crazy as well. He has a lot of villagers taking gold. I mean, what's that? That's a total of, oh god. Oh god, what's that? 3, 6, 7, 8 villagers on the right, and 3, 6, 9 villagers on the left. That's a good 17 villagers taking gold there. In fact, maybe more now. Let's have a check on his count. Minus 18 villagers. Yeah, he is really bringing in the gold. He did this last game. I'm sure he did this last game as well. He had like a huge stockpile of gold coming in, and he wasn't really spending it. So Bloodlines is on the way for thylomeR, but gwfe is already up to the castle age, and knights are already on the way out for him. He is a good good step ahead at this stage. Bloodlines is already done, +1 defense is already done, and thylomeR is wide open to attack. So by all means, gwfe should really be sticking in the pressure now, or sticking on the pressure, and starting to take as many civilian casualties from thylomeR as possible. Sounds rather bleak when you look at it that way. I mean, what have these guys ever done to hurt gwfe? They've not done anything apart from exist and build military productions from which the army is created and supply the army with food and gold. But regardless of that, what have these guys done that deserves the knight raiding to come in and butcher them to death? It's pretty bad. It's not that bad. It's only a video game. So gwfe's coming into the woodline of thylomeR. thylomeR may lose a villager here. He's noticed that the knights have come in, but then he's not really reacted that much. Of course, he garrisoned the TC, but he didn't really bring these villagers away, which is costing him an entire male villager who is slowly decaying away into the earth. But yes, as I say, gwfe is ahead at this stage. That's pretty clear to everybody watching. A little bit of walling off coming up as well. And our common tactic I see when watching double Arabia maps, or double maps in general, is to wall one side of the map where most of your economy will be, or where you won't have military production, and then on the other side of the map that you haven't walled, create military production buildings and flood from there. That way your opponent, if they attack you on the opposite side to your military production, you're walled up and you've got time to react. And if they attack you on the side with your military production, you've already got your military production there and you can react instantly. So gwfe really hammering down hard on these villagers. Doesn't even care that there's a knight chasing him. He wants that blood, that civilian blood, and 2 more villagers going down. Gwfe's going to be looking for more wherever he can find them, and again, he's already got a pretty big score lead at this stage of the game. But thylomeR's hanging in there. He's castle age now. He's got four stables and a ton of gold once again. Really not that much food at the moment. This is a problem. He's got 2 fishing ships compared to gwfe's 4, which is fair enough. I mean, these lakes aren't huge. I don't think there's any reason to go with more than 4 fishing ships on each lake. Definitely going for 4 on each lake would be the most optimal number. But thylomeR has 2. He's taking from the shore fish, and he doesn't have that many farms. Bear in mind, he's got 2 TCs. He has 11 farmers. That's enough to keep villager production going from 2 TCs, and that's about it. Once those berries run out, he won't have enough food to keep making knights. So once again, thylomeR's economy needs to be balanced a bit more, and I wrote an article on how to improve playing Age of Empires 2, and in that article I did mention stuff such as modular gameplay, and I will make a video or an article and a video about modular gameplay in the future, because I think it's a really important topic to understand, and actually a really a kind of lesser talked about topic as well. Anyway, gwfe getting good villager kills here. I've not seen a single villager go down from thylomeR, from gwfe yet even. thylomeR's not killed a single villager yet, but he is coming in with these knights who have +1/+1 and bloodlines. thylomeR is faced with a quick wall off from gwfe though, and gwfe can chase him down with those knights, and oh no! Oh, he was so close to getting that wall off there, missing it by a single palisade, which I think he probably did not see. I mean, to me, that looks closed, but according to our Age of Empires overlords, that is a gap. And thylomeR finally getting some of those villager kills that he's been so desperate to achieve this game. Managing to kill 3, I think, by the sounds of it. But gwfe's raiding continues, and thylomeR will continue to lose villagers as well. And this is a really bad time for this eco area to be raided, because the food income has dried up. Yes, and the game crashed. Yeah, the game didn't really crash, it just dropped on the multiplayer, and I have the second part here, which is fantastic, so we can continue where we left off. I said thylomeR really lacking the food at this stage. I think he may, yeah, 870 gold, less than 100 food. It's pretty concerning, to be honest with you. gwfe's really in control of this game. thylomeR with a good amount of knights down here though, doing decent damage to Goofy's army, pulling the points back slightly, but there is no denying at this stage that Goofy has done more eco damage. thylomeR on 64 population, Goofy on 88, and Goofy only has 4 cavalry compared to the 13 of thylomeR at this stage. So it's fair enough that, you know, Goofy has got a smaller army. thylomeR may be able to get many more villager kills at this stage, and we've got to wonder, why is Goofy's army so much smaller right now? And I think that's because he took quite a lot of arrow fire from the TCs. He was in thylomeR's eco quite a lot, and for some reason he's not really got a lot of gold. I think he lost a few villagers on this gold mine over here, and his economy went a little bit idle. But, as I say, Goofy is a whole heap of villagers ahead of thylomeR at the moment, sinking a lot of resources into these 4 TCs, and that seems to be where the resources have gone. These 4 TCs and all of these farms. He has a ton of farms at this stage. That's really important, of course, but it's also important to keep military production going so that you don't lose all of your economy to a few stray knights. No fletching for thylomeR either, for Goofy either, which means that thylomeR's longevity here a little bit higher. But once again, thylomeR going for the attack upgrade instead of the defense upgrade first. Granted, forging is cheaper than chain barding armor, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, you've got to get those defense upgrades first, because they are what's going to keep you alive underneath these town centers. But yeah, as I was saying, Goofy really far ahead in population, thylomeR right down on 65 pop, and that's because he only has 2 TCs at the moment. He's gone for 2 town centers, really high aggression, only just putting his 3rd TC up now, whereas Goofy's been on 4 TCs for a little while. He's got a lot of villagers out, and as a result, he's lacking a little bit of military. But he has hung in there well enough that thylomeR hasn't done enough eco damage to really pull it back at this stage. So Goofy are going to be well on his way to the Imperial Age very soon. He just needs that gold. He's got so much food at this stage, sinking all of that food into villager production so that he may get more villagers mining gold, and so that he can go up to the Imperial Age a little bit faster. Goofy's knights now back into full production as well, and I'm not sure if he did get the gold mining upgrades, but if he hasn't, this would really be the time. Before now would have been the time, but getting those gold upgrades are so crucial when you're making knights from more than one stable, because they really will increase the efficiency of your gold miners, and it will mean that you get a little bit more gold coming in, which is really good. Well, I sounded so derp then. I was just like, that's really good. Why is that really good? Well, you're also going to be able to get up to the Imperial Age a little bit faster, because you will start to get a surplus of gold once you get that gold mining research and gold shaft mining if it's available to you. So yeah, I mean, thylomeR did a decent amount of eco damage, not as much as Goofy did to him, and now Goofy's starting to master these knights, playing a little bit more defensively it seems, not pushing out just yet. However, he does have +2 defense, which does mean, again, extra longevity. thylomeR now with +2 defense as well, and it looks like Goofy is about readying himself for an attack. There is a stray knight down here that keeps distracting me, a speck of blue against the yellow on the minimap there. Looks like Goofy's going in. Knights are bound, and well, they are. We'll see how much damage they're going to do. thylomeR at this stage lacking the knights now. He lost a lot in Goofy's economy, and now of course he's building up his own economy. Trying to boom at this stage. His knight production has slowed, and Goofy is getting a ton of kills in this wood line. A good 1,000 score lead for Goofy at this moment in time, and yet again more villagers for thylomeR going down. Really not good for him at the moment, let's be honest. Goofy with a reserve army back here as well, and I think now. No, not now. Very nearly. He is up to the Imperial Age. Very nearly. Just getting a few more villagers out on the gold. That's really his main problem, lack of gold at this stage. We have got a castle going up here, though, in the centre of the map. Interesting location, actually. He's putting that castle kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's good because it is protecting these 3 resources, and there is only a palisade wall here. but I don't think it's really the best location at this stage. I mean, Gwfe knows he's got a huge advantage. Why not just stick the castle here and put it in a really offensive location? I mean, it's a risk because thylomeR might kill him and he may lose his villagers, he may lose his castle, but it's going to be a lot more effective if it does work than putting it here. I think a higher risk and a higher reward, and well, if he did do that, it might really solidify his position, though his position is looking pretty solid. Adding in pikemen now as well, of course taking advantage of the Goths' cheaper infantry to field some pikemen to help out against these knights. Now, thylomeR has no answer to these pikemen at all. These are going to do a lot of damage if thylomeR does not, well, either add in some infantry of his own, maybe add some archers, which I wouldn't really recommend, or just weather the storm until he can get some gunpowder out, or again start flooding his own infantry. But thylomeR is nowhere near to the Imperial Age. He's got 1,700 gold in the bank. That's what I was talking about earlier. Really having that imbalanced economy, needs to really work on that. Make sure your economy is... If he made sure his economy was a little bit better, if he had 1,000 food and 1,000 less gold, he could go Imperial now. But his economy is still really quite small to do that. But yeah, as I say, Gwfe adding in those pikes. He's also up to the Imperial Age as well, and we've got a siege workshop coming out on the front and a battering ram on the way as well. So Gwfe, with the +2 attack, iron casting done for the pikes, really going to do significant damage to these knights from thylomeR. And as I say, thylomeR with no fletching on this TC, it will take quite some time to kill those knights off now that they have all the Castle Age upgrades done. Gwfe's going in. This could be the attack. This could be the one. There are a huge amount of pikes here. He's got 27 infantrymen on the field, which means 27 pikemen mixed in here somewhere. If not here, then somewhere else. Oh, he's even making Huskars on this left-hand side. Now he's coming in with this ram, pikemen inside, knights as well coming in, which again are fully upgraded. thylomeR also with the fully upgraded knights, but the pikemen are gonna clean house by the looks of things. Gwfe about even on knight numbers. That ram goes down, but the pikes now gonna wreak absolute havoc on thylomeR's knights, and thylomeR's army disintegrates right before his eyes as this army sits underneath his TC and slaughters every last man that he has on the map. There's the castle from Gwfe as well, right on the front there. Good for you. You put it in a good place. That castle may be in range of this TC as well. And there's the Imperial Age upgrade for Gwfe, and that is pretty much it. So let's be honest, there is no coming back from this position now. thylomeR will lose this TC. He's lost his army. He seemed to make a little bit of a push on this left side, but Gwfe defended it, and now he's in the Imperial Age. Huskars are coming out, and the raiding will begin. Intrepid coming out from this castle straight away. Is it any surprise that this TC will be going down very soon? No, it is not. And there's the GG from thylomeR. Good luck in the next round. Good manners from him, and a GG from Gwfe to close this game out in a 2-0 victory for Gwfe. Very well played by him. Obviously, there was a significant rating difference between these players, and that is because this is the first round of the tournament. But Gwfe will advance, thylomeR will be out, but hopefully that was a good experience for him in this tournament. And you got to bear in mind, guys, this is a tournament for you. Most people in this tournament were subscribed to the channel, and it's being held so that you guys can get the opportunity to play competitively instead of always having the experts displaying their skills. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this game. As I say, this is the first round, so things will become more even as the ratings start to get closer and closer as the tournament progresses. But yeah, as usual guys, I've been Zach. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.